What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Geek and Mense. Today with Clyde. How are you doing, man?
I'm all good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's been a pretty hectic couple of days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
internet is on fire. The internet is
Uh,
on fire because of DC Fandome. It's off the doom.
I'm with their fandom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I sat through the whole like 3 hour stream, and I must admit, look, like I don't know if it was the presenters or what, or like over promoting things, but it was kind of cringe. Some dope content and dope reveals, but the actual fandom stream was a little bit cringy.
I think most of those things are because I mean, even if you get like the PlayStation stuff, it's kind of just like, all right, we get it, the game's good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need a whole 15 minutes of you telling me how good the game's gonna be.
Yeah,
Just drop a
exactly. Like,
trailer, let me
but
see it.
E3 was okay.
Yeah, drop
Uh,
a trailer, let me see it, and I'll figure it out for myself. I think. And
yeah,
if you're gonna present, like, talk 5 minutes. I don't need a long soliloquy. That's just me, though. I don't
yeah.
know.
Just intro us in, and like, Grant Gustin was one of like the kind of like hosts, and like I don't know what it is, but maybe he's so done with Flash. He's just like, cause normally he's more charismatic than that. He kind of seemed like he didn't want to be there.
Well, I mean, DC is kind of going all over the place.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, at this point, we legit have two Batmans on screen, and we don't know how that's going to pan out.
Well, I suppose that will come into some of our theories and stuff with all the stuff that they dropped and launched and put out.
The Batman trailer has dropped. People are very much excited about it. So hopefully, you're seeing some clips from the trailer right now. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like it's already public domain because it's been dropped and released. So yeah, I don't know why they're striking.
every time I have to upload a video. But anyway, um, yeah. So the trailer drops. It looks really good. I'm
Yeah,
excited for it. But like, I still think Bale is he's my favorite Batman on screen. I just think that he did a great job capturing the essence of Batman in a way that hasn't been captured before. I think Affleck had a good chance, but he just got shafted by DCEU and all the stuff that they're doing. But like with this trailer, they're doing a lot of stuff that is reminiscent. Like literally the shot that people get excited about at the end, the one where because apparently this Batman is bulletproof and all the bullets miss his mouth. Which is, I
yeah,
mean, that's something that's been, been labeled as Batman for years. So I can't really be mad at it. But I'm just saying that shot that reminded me of the Dark Knight. I think Robert Pattinson is gonna be a good Batman. Actually, like I'm buying Batman. The only
I
thing I need to see him as is Bruce Wayne. In for me,
yeah. They
go
mentioned they
ahead.
mentioned that Patterson um is in this rendition of him. He's not yet got the clear distinction between like Bruce Wayne and Batman. They
Okay.
still very similar characters. His Bruce Wayne persona and his Batman persona isn't as clearly defined as it is, or separated, or a mask, I suppose, as much as it is in other renditions. This is going to be a kind of dark Bruce as well as it gives me very the movie Seven. It gives me those
Yeah.
vibes. I really think it's going to be like a detective thriller, which is cool. Because we haven't seen Batman actually being like a detective, but also being like this brutal.
We got a lot more action than I thought we were going to get.
Oh yeah, yeah. I felt more. Yeah, Mayos. I was thinking this was gonna be like a dark, broody, just a whole like psychological thriller type of thing. Um, and I don't know. I'm like getting these vibes lately from like shows and stuff like that. This version of Batman feels a lot more like the GCPD comic books or the Gotham Central comics, where it's ground level detective, actual like crime happening, like a CSI type
Mm.
show. Like this definitely feels like a psychological thriller, and which makes sense because they'll probably delve into the broken psyche of what could turn someone into Batman, I was also saying like the underrated, in my opinion, Gotham TV show.
Yeah, yeah,
That
because in
that
this
show
trailer they
actually had a
are
lot
really.
of good ideas how to intertwine and build a universe from like prequel sort of days up to where it would land up. And I kinda like that.
That show started out good.
Yeah. It got bad in the middle, or not bad, not as good in the middle, and then it actually started getting better at the end again.
Now that show started out good.
Well, anyway, what I was saying is that with Gotham, I just think that they tried to do Batman without Batman, and then it got weird because they started introducing Venom, and then Joker was there, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of things going on there. I think they should have focused, but I definitely could see like if they had kept what they were doing in the beginning, then this could have been like a follow up to that, which would have been very interesting as well. I mean, but looking at the trailer, there's a lot of cool things going on. I think the Batmobile, I wasn't a fan,
Oh yeah.
but seeing it in motion, it looks all right. It looks all right. It looks like it could still evolve into a cool
Yeah, I
Batmobile,
think
which
I
is
think
really
this is like
nice.
more like a
Um,
prototype type of thing or whatever, or it's just the vehicle he's driving, and maybe it get messed up and it motivates him to get an actual Batmobile because this is just a muscle car.
yeah, 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 yeah. A souped up muscle car. It's all about family.
Exactly, like a
But
throttle, it looked like it had a throttle, like a jet, like a plane in it. What was I saying? Well, why I brought up Gotham is because
yeah,
Andy
yeah.
Serkis
Crazy how
in
Batman is still more realistic than Fast and the Furious.
yeah. So why I brought up Gotham, that animated show as well. I really liked what they did with Alfred in that show, and in this one,
Yeah,
it almost feels like Andy Serkis as this Alfred is sort of gonna be that kind of character. Like imagine like you've got a dude who was like British Secret Service and all this, but he's your bodyguard um and caretaker and butler. I suppose like butler's probably more
yeah, yeah.
like a
Kind of
false
year one.
title. Because like in the Gotham TV
Yeah,
series, Alfred is kind of the one that pushed Bruce Wayne to not take shit from people. He was the one like if they talk shit about the Waynes, if they talk shit
yeah,
about your
yeah.
father, he takes Bruce to a kid's house to go beat that kid up. And I kind of like that variation, that idea for Alfred, that he's also kind of a broken man, and that's why he wouldn't stop his what do you call it? His not protege, his ward. Because I suppose Bruce was Alfred's ward. um, from becoming the Batman. It's this weird cycle. Like Alfred motivated him or facilitated him becoming Batman. He facilitated his adoptive wards to become Robins and all the the Bat
Yeah, so
families.
on and so forth. Yeah, because I guess that version of Alfred, I don't know if they're gonna do it in this version, but that version of Alfred that you were talking about, like, yeah, he was recently military or whatever, then he came to work for Wayne or something. It
Yeah,
wasn't
but
like it was
but
because
in this,
I think he's
it
always been.
I'm sorry.
I was saying, never forget. This would be the third time me telling this joke. Thank you, internet. But I'm saying, never forget that Alfred once beat up Superman.
Oh yeah. Uh, the other weird thing about this trailer, it's weird how much Penguin in this looks like Bullock, and how he looks nothing like Colin Farrell.
Yeah, Colin Farrell. Yeah, if you put those two things side to side, there's two different people.
I wonder if they're gonna do something where they do like flashback scenes and he looks like the younger version. Why they put on so much makeup or prosthetics? Or if that was just the plan, the idea.
Yeah, yeah. I guess so because he's he's usually more stocky in the comics. Like he's very tall in this.
Yeah. He's got that shape, but it's probably to make him more imposing, I suppose.
Mm, mm. And
Then he
then we
also
also got shots of Catwoman is not wearing her mask, which I need explanations.
said, well, when she's doing crime, she's weird when she does crime.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'm just saying I better see it because like this is pretty women privilege. If
But in
she
the
can do that
other,
much crime and get away with
but in the other trailer,
it.
they did have a scene with her with a mask on.
Oh, right, right, right.
And she had like, it didn't look
Oh,
like, it
right, right,
wasn't
right,
like
right, right.
cat ears, but it looked like she put a sack over her head and it kind of gave that look.
Ah, right, right. I guess everybody's scrapping in this particular movie. I just also wonder because now the other thing is that like with Batman because he's bulletproof in this. Like I'm just saying he has to be very very bulletproof in this. Like whatever armor he's got underneath there. I wonder if it makes him slow.
Oh, if it slows him down, the amount of like bulletproofness that he's giving himself.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah,
probably, because he's got those weird gauntlets in this one. He doesn't have the serrated arm things. He's actually got that thing like
yeah,
if you look at the Court of Owls Talon, he
yeah, yeah,
almost
yeah,
looks more like a
yeah.
Talon, his costume in this, than it does Batman. Maybe that's just my opinion.
I think so because that's another thing that's interesting about this. Because let's talk a bit of theories before we move on. So of course the Riddler is supposed to be the main villain. We get to see
Yeah,
the cup and we get to see the question mark and whatever. And you know they're hiding him very wisely. They don't want to show too much of
yeah,
what the Riddler is going to look like and be like in the movie. But there is a opinion or there's a theory going around that um, Riddler is making way for the Court of Owls. Like at the end of the movie, it might be revealed that this is like the Court of Owls, which will probably cement like this version of Batman being more comic booky, being a version of Batman that can interact with like a Superman or
yeah.
something like that because like the Dark Knight, as much as I love it, that Batman doesn't fit in a comic book world. It'll be too weird.
But it doesn't feel like this Batman would be like even just watching these trailers, cool psychological thriller and going into the mind of a Batman, I suppose. But like I don't know, Patterson just doesn't seem like a dude that can lead the Justice League. That can give Batman, Superman instructions. That can scare superpowered people with his presence. Also, like in this, he brawls a lot.
I guess we'll have to.
He doesn't like seem to have
Mm,
like martial arts or at least that ninja prowess. I always miss that from the Batmans as well. Like in my head, Batman was always a ninja Sherlock Holmes. That's how I always imagined Batman growing up.
well, I mean, we didn't get to see a lot of the fighting, so maybe like more towards it, we'll get to see like him do lots of ninja tricks and like maybe eventually he gets more graceful. I think like because it's his second year, they want to focus on the young and raw and
Yeah.
angry Bruce
But
Wayne.
that's just the other thing. This
So
is like
I guess
supposed
that's
to
what they're
be
gonna do.
this is supposed to be year two Batman, and this still feels like a prototype Batman, like a year zero style Batman, to me at least.
Mm.
Not even like a year
Oh,
one.
so you were hoping to get something closer to like Batman Arkham Origins or something like that.
Yeah, but that's not the case because you're absolutely right. Because Matt Reed even said it in his interviews that in his head this is a year two Batman.
Ah, okay, okay. All right. Yeah, I think this, but I do think this will be a good one. I don't see how they can mess this up yet, but I guess we'll have to get into the theater and actually see. Because I'm gonna go to the theater and watch this one.
Yeah,
It's Batman. I love Batman
I
movies.
know. I think it's gonna be good. I think a lot of people are gonna be caught off guard with this one. It's not gonna be what they expected, but I think it's still gonna be good.
Mm,
It's gonna be it's gonna push the
Yeah,
concepts like the Dark Knight put there, but pushing it like to 11, those type of ideas. Like this I feel like this is one
yeah,
of
I
those
guess so, I guess so. And the
this
voice is actually pretty good.
yeah, this is gonna be one of those movies that actually challenges audiences. So this might be one of those movies
Oh,
that is like divisive, that's like split down the middle type of thing.
mm, mm,
But
mm.
for the most
Yeah,
part,
I guess so because like
I think it's gonna be good.
interestingly enough, I made two videos when I was starting up on my channel about the Batman Pattinson situation. Where was he exercising? Was he not exercising? Etc. Etc. I made like three videos or whatever, and I made one video addressing Batman fans, and then I made another video addressing Pattinson fans. And in the one video I said Pattinson fans need to relax. Batman is bigger than Robert Pattinson. I'm sorry, he just
Yeah.
is. There's no African warlords that have Pattinson on their shirts. But then I also talked to the Batman fans, and I said that we do this every time. When Christian Bale was cast, people were mad.
Yeah.
When Batfleck was cast, people were mad. And like Batfleck turned out to be one of the better Batmans on screen. It's just that he was in a bad universe. But if you isolate his scenes by himself and you look at that dude, he was a pretty good Batman. So I think Robert Pattinson's going to crush it. I do think that the plot's going to be good or whatever. I just think the question is how does it play in the larger DCEU if there is a larger
Yeah.
DCEU? Because DC said, you know what, we're just doing the multiverse now. We don't care. We
Yeah.
don't care. It's
Well,
happening.
that just makes things simpler. Oh, that's Earth 1, that's Earth 6, that's Earth 13, like then
I
things
wonder if Marvel is mad. I wonder if Marvel's upset. Like we took 10 years.
look, they all did it in their comics. But oh, what the Patterson, with the Robert Patterson and the Ben Affleck, I was a big proponent for Batfleck. I wanted him to have more screen time, more challenging roles. Apparently, part of the reason why he left is because of studio interference. They didn't want him to perform or write the Batman he wanted. And I think if they gave him the opportunity to do that, we probably would have had one of the best Batman. He looked fantastic in a Batman suit. He
He
brought both.
looked at
For me, he brought both the Bruce and the Batman. The jokes, the studio jokes that were written between him and the Flash and things, could have been better, but visually and his presence on screen, he was a force to be reckoned with. Apparently, he's coming
yeah,
back to
that's the
Flash.
thing with like Batman and Bat comedy though. Like Batman is a straight man.
Yeah,
So it would have been funnier if he was just like or if he was just like get in the car
yeah.
after he's
Or they just make him.
like, what are your powers again? He's like, shut up and get in the car.
Yeah, they make or if they made the jokes like kind of go over his head. He's just like
Yeah,
so stone faced to something that should be funny, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. I think so. But speaking of more Batman, yeah, because Batman kind of dominated at DC Fandome as he usually does, because he's
Yeah.
like the biggest moneymaker property. Because DC don't know how to push other characters, Mister Terrific. Anyway, um, speaking of Batman, we also got to see the Flash movie, where
Yeah.
it's going to be Flash versus, it's like people are speculating Flash versus Batman, which I don't know how that's gonna go
No.
because that's insane.
I
But
think
yeah,
I think it's straight
yeah, go
up
ahead.
I think it's gonna be straight up Flashpoint Paradox.
Ah,
I I
yeah,
really
yeah, that's my money too.
I really think it's gonna be a variation of that. In this trailer, we know Michael Keaton's gonna be in this movie, and we see his bat ears in this movie.
yeah.
But I
Mm.
maybe they don't do it because it would be too much like Flashpoint Paradox. If this was like a Thomas Wayne,
I think it could still be. I don't think it's good unless it's connected to 1989, and
but
it is the universe of
yeah,
1989.
But Keaton is too old for that one. However, the Batcave they go into is the Waterfall Batcave. So it's the 89 Batcave. It's the Tim Burton Batcave. When you see that last scene,
So yeah,
when you see that last scene
yeah.
where
Go ahead.
Ezra Miller is standing there and there's a second Ezra Miller, and I've got a theory that
Yeah.
that might be Jay Garrick and like he's in the Justice Society world.
Oh, okay.
So it's
But
not
why
a
does he look like Barry then?
sorry.
Why does he look like Barry then? If it's Jay Garrick, I wonder why they did a double Ezra.
I don't know, but or it was an alternate reality version of Flash because he just had on his chest was just the plain lightning bolt. It wasn't the lightning bolt in white. And I know, and so that's how Jay
Yeah,
Garrick's
yeah,
costume looks, or at least. And he didn't have a
yeah.
helmet on, or it didn't look like he had a cowl.
No, it looked like Earth 2. Like, I don't know if you ever read those Earth 2 comics. It looked very
Oh,
Earth 2.
where you have like Ultraman and those guys. We have the in what no,
Yeah.
not the Injustice
No, no, no,
Society,
not
the
that one.
Syndicate.
Where they had the black Superman in there, and then Thomas Wayne was like the Batman of that
Is that
particular
Earth
Justice
2?
League. Yeah, I think it's Earth 2, yeah.
Okay. I know the Black Superman Earth. I'm not sure if in my head I don't know if that was Earth 2.
Not where
Oh,
he was president. It's the one where he has a silver cape, and
yes,
it's
yes,
like a
with the white
silver and blue. Yeah.
with the white
Yeah,
chest logo. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. So it looked like that to me a little bit, and it looked also very Zack Snydery. Like, is it in the Zack Snyder universe?
the Zack Snyder characters can cross over. Remember, Zack Snyder's movie set up this. The Zack
Yeah. So
Snyder cut.
I'm just wondering if it is the same universe though. Then.
It would have to be. Because Zack Snyder's universe or the Zack Snyder cut showed Barry's potential at the end for time travel, where he like literally says, "If I move faster than or close to light speed, time and space gets weird." So Flash actually turns back time at that point.
Okay, so then I'm guessing that it's the
That
same,
this
which
is
means that
connected.
will the Zack Snyder universe continue?
That I no, I don't think he said he's not doing is he? No, he's not doing another Justice League movie.
I, I mean, we don't know if this works well. It
Yeah,
might happen.
we wouldn't mind him coming back and him putting his stamp on things. Maybe even consulted on this or you know on this Flash movie. But I think
I mean, again, I wasn't a huge fan of his Justice League, but I guess it's an established universe that exists now.
yeah.
I think a lot of the characters he did weird things with them, in my opinion. Because I mean, as much as Batfleck was cool, there was stuff Batman was doing where I was just like, oh.
But
Anyway.
apparently Batflick is coming back.
Oh,
He's coming
okay.
back. He's coming
So
back
this is
for. It's been confirmed.
so it's into the Batverse. It's into the
Yeah.
Batverse now. We're just gonna have like several Bat.
It's like what they did
Let's
with the
bring Bale
Thor
back.
movie. What they did with the Thor movie. Just make Hulk a feature. Put Hulk's movie inside of a different movie. um,
Yeah, they should. Well, Bale is never coming back. He said he's done for good, for good. So it would be funny to see him though.
come back.
But I mean, he wouldn't fit that
He could
craziness.
come back as Alfred. Because
Uh,
not Michael Keaton. What's the dude who played Alfred? Um,
oh, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine retired from acting now this week as well.
Oh,
So he officially
okay.
put his resignation in.
Oh, he was awesome, Alfred. He was
Yeah.
probably my favorite Alfred on
Well,
screen.
the dude's like
Again,
88
I
years
grew up
old.
with
He needs to
movies.
take a break now. He's done the most for cinema in his lifetime, you know?
Speak to Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is still there. It's still there shooting and narrating things. But
Yeah,
anyway, another thing that I noticed, they upgraded the costume. I think it's a much better costume.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
the,
I don't think I don't think the Zack Snyder one was bad, but I just think this one is much better.
but did you notice when he's standing in the waterfall in that costume that's glowing? That's the new 52 costume.
Yeah, it looks New 52. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully it looks good on screen. I personally didn't like the spelunking outfit, the competitive ice skating costume.
Yeah.
um,
I don't think it was great. I think it was all right. It wasn't like a
because
terrible design.
even like in a comic book, like to be honest, I wouldn't want to draw that costume.
Yeah. Here's the other thing though. Can Ezra run now? Like, can he properly run? Because
No,
he was running weird in
he
those movies.
it's because he was a competitive ice skater. He skates over his feet. No, but look, it kind of makes sense. I'm gonna justify the running. Is that he's moving so fast that he creates pockets that have no friction under his feet, so it looks more like he's skating than running.
I need running for my flash.
You want to see him pump his legs like Sonic the Hedgehog. They should go in like
Yeah, yeah,
circles.
yeah. I need some wheels. Cause like that's what made the first like the Flash TV series, like the first couple of seasons really good, is that he was a superheroing like the Flash.
Yeah,
Except they also brought down his powers so he wasn't always breaking the speed force every, 2 seconds
yeah.
or whatever. Whereas this one, even towards the end at the Easter egg when they have this Flash Superman race, which is iconic, the way he was kind of standing in that was like, dude, what type
But
of takeoff pose is this?
but that actor, Ezra Miller, he just has weird inflections when he speaks and acts and stuff. And the faces he made, that's just in his character and personality. So just by
No, I
prox
mean, I'm talking about his form, not his
yeah,
face.
but I'm
His form
saying
was
just
like
by
this.
proxy of that, yeah, he's his poses and things are weird. His facial expressions, like it's just. But I suppose that works for Flash. I think it would have made a better like bot or
Anyway, well, I mean, weird Flash running things aside, I think it's still in production, so I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know how they're gonna make sense of this story for people who don't know comic books, I guess. But I guess the super nerds will come in and fight everybody and explain everything, I guess.
I think there's a simple enough idea that you are right. Like for us, multiverses and crossing dimension and changing, messing with time, it's like a simple concept now. But for laymen or people who don't aren't big comic book nerds, it might be a bit confusing. But there is a simple presence. Like my dad's in prison because my mother died. I figured out I can change time, and then show the ramifications of
I guess so. Well,
that.
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's DC throwing whatever at the wall, but that means that everything is canon, I guess. Like Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. Like we should probably for the next episode we should talk about that
Oh,
Peacemaker.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
but we'll say that for another episode. I think right now we also got to talk about somebody who likes to smell what he's cooking. So also another thing that was big from the DC fandom was Black Adam.
Black
So
Adam.
Black Adam, and
Um,
I heard this one I'm not so sure about, and I'll tell you why. Because I think he looks the part, but like I heard the teaser that they did before they did DC Fandom, and I heard the voice he was using, and I was just like, man, this still feels like The Rock. I feel like he's going to call somebody a candy ass and lay the smackers down still. like in the middle of the fight, he's gonna be like, for conduct, I will lay the smackers down. And I was like,
look, he was a bit cocky in the fandom video. Like he literally went there and says, "I was meant to be this role. I was born to play this role. we worked hard and we put in all this thing so that I could play this specific role. Black Adam is who I am. Like, um, yeah, man, I don't know. Um, Ted Adam. Oh, look, I think it's gonna be good. I can already see, I'm already predicting what storyline they're gonna more or less follow. Or it feels like they're doing, because there's been like so many versions, or not versions, but variations on Black Adam and his backstory and how he came to be and how he got the power of Shazam and how Billy Batson comes into all of that. Sometimes he's like just the purest of pure villains, and sometimes they make his intentions seem good. Um, Cause in a lot of stories, and he's like the son of what's the pharaoh? He's a pharaoh's son,
I can't remember. Yeah.
and then because of his good deeds, he was granted the power of Shazam. But then the power went to his head, and um, the wizard hit him or trapped him in an amulet, or it's different stuff, in a scarab beetle, in the eternal, what do you call it, the eternal fortress. Where do the Marvel family go? The eternal fortress, or whatever it is.
When I say Marvel, it's Shazam family now. Where
Well,
did
they so
where
called
did
the
they
Marvel
go?
family, damn it. The Marvel,
I can't remember. I can't
yeah, the
remember.
Shazam fam. Oh,
Yeah, I can't
the
remember
three
now.
of eternity, or whatever it's called. The
Yeah, somewhere there, somewhere there. I mean,
um,
look, I didn't read a lot of Shazam. I like the character a little bit. I think it's a very interesting character, especially in the fact that it's a kid with the man's body. So like he's usually trying to show off and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
I think when they go with that version of the yeah, it's pretty cool. With Black Adam in particular, it's definitely going to be anti-hero, definitely, and they might even go full hero towards the end because
Yeah,
it's The Rock. They're not going to make The Rock a villain.
I
Like,
think yeah, here's where my theory comes in, because in this trailer there's two people that find him, and they've already been, I can't remember what their names are, but there was a run of comics, um, that came out. It was called 52. So it was like this weekly publication, not New 52. It was just called the. And then there's like the storyline where Black Adam gets like, actually, as Billy Batson gets gets Black Adam killed. He tricks him into saying Shazam. But when Black Adam says Shazam, he goes back to being Ted Adam, or to regular Adam. And then because he's 5,000 years, he super ages and turns to dust.
yeah, I remember
And
this.
then this brother and sister, they become Isis and Osiris. I don't know if you've seen, Osiris looks like a kid. He looks like a kid Black Adam.
Yeah, yeah. Wait. I think I might have read this
Yeah,
because I remember I was reading like a story where I was kind of reading a story where the Justice League get separated themselves from their egos, or what I mean from their alter egos or
yeah.
something. Like
Um,
so like Clark Kent, yeah, and
no, that
yeah,
was
all of that stuff.
that something similar happens because they rehash the story. I think you're thinking about one of the Crisis storylines.
Yeah, it might
It's
have
one of
been
the, yeah.
a
But
crisis. It was around crisis time.
I think this is where this is going. Like, then these two people come, or this brother and the sister, they go find the remains of Black Adam, and they want to wake him up so that he can save their people. He can become the champion of their people. So what I think is like something's happened in the Middle East in the trailer. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Because ISIS is Black Adam's love interest. In fact, they actually get married in the comics. And Black Adam,
Mm.
you know how cocky he is. So when Osiris wants to call on his power, he doesn't call out Shazam. He calls out Black Adam. and
Mm.
then he gets struck by
That's
lightning.
another thing though that annoyed me about the trailer. I'm like, this guy lands with lightning, and you guys use guns.
Exactly.
He comes down with lightning.
But here's what I'm thinking is happening. Those brother and sister are possibly like rebels or something, and their town or their city, what's it called? Not Komataj. Why do I
Kandak,
want to say that? Um,
Kandak,
sorry, Kandak.
Kandak.
Yeah. So maybe they from that city and they want to awaken the champion, and so they may be like doing the
Mm.
whole Tomb Raider thing, and they find it, but they're being chased by soldiers at the same time, and then they read out the word Shazam and wake him up, and that the story follows through from there type of thing. Because Doctor
I
Fate's,
guess so. And then after that, he watches Mortal Kombat for like 2 seconds and decides to pull a fatality on somebody.
yeah. Look, I think it could
I
be,
look,
I
it
think
looks
it could
good.
be
I think.
interesting. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I've spoken a
Uh,
lot already.
I think it looks good. I'm just the thing is with The Rock, he's been the same guy for me in a couple of movies.
Hmm.
Like and to play somebody like I'm not a huge fan of Black Adam, but I do have an idea what Black Adam is.
Yeah.
And I guess I just want The Rock to be different from The Rock if he's going to be playing this. Because if it's just The Rock with superpowers, we've already seen that. Fast and the Furious and Hobbs and Shaw, he's a superpowered man. In fact, I still think Hobbs could beat up Black Adam by the stuff he was doing.
um,
But anyway,
look, Black Adam can be complex if it's written properly. Like he wants to be a ruler. Like literally, like the Black Adam and Isis storyline is like part of what we're writing in the Quasi thing. It's got an environmental message. There's like one point where him and Isis decide like um, we need to rule this planet because these people don't respect their earth. They're overmining, they're doing this, they're doing that. People are being subjugated, and we've got the power to stop that. Sometimes that's their mentality. And then he becomes like the emperor of his kingdom, of his domain. So he kind of does a Doctor Doom kind of thing. So he can be a complex, and it's just from the perspective you also look at it. He's like Leonidas from 300. Like I don't submit. Bring your whatever your scouts and people to come and talk to me and ask for peace, and I'll throw you into a pit, or I'll send the guy's head back because we don't surrender in my town. But he can be
in
heroic depending on the perspective you look at him. Because
just a side note, real quick, about that 300 movie. It always gets me mad when that dude, the giant dude steps down and wants to talk to Leonidas,
yeah,
and I'm like, throw a spear through his head, come on. But anyway, getting back to Black Adam, um, yeah, I do think it looks pretty good though. I'm curious to see how the other people are gonna factor into it. Hawkman's been race changed, I guess, because
what?
of the things.
Yeah.
But I mean, that as much as I'm not a fan of race changing, if you've been on this channel, that one. I'm like, you know what? It's I don't care. I
But the
guess
wizard is
because
also
I'm not.
race changed
Who?
since the wizard.
Oh, which
He's
wizard? Doctor Fate.
no the what the wizard, the one who gives him the powers.
Original Shazam. Yeah, he was Jaman Hansu.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's in there for 2 seconds.
It looks
Like
like
you
he's
don't even
back. It looks like he's back in this. Oh, am I getting the Shazam family confused now?
No,
No,
no, no. It might be him.
I'm thinking about no, yeah, he was they showed him in the Shazam trailer. Sorry, I'm getting my two
Yeah,
trailers. There's too much lightning bolts. We spoke about Flash
yeah.
and now
There's
it's
so many lightning bolts. In fact, you know what we do? You know what we need? We need all of these guys to come to South Africa and sort out ESCOM so we can have
yeah.
this lightning bolt powering all of us.
Yeah, like in the first movie where Billy, or not Billy, where he's not Captain Marvel anymore. It's Shazam, right? Where Shazam was
Yeah.
going around, or Lightning Bolt, or Electric Finger guy was charging people's phones.
Yeah. I need him. I need him.
You need him.
Yo.
Well, I
Yeah.
nearly had a scare this afternoon because ESCOM said they were putting the lights off today.
Yeah, we live in constant fear that lights are just going off.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, I think this it was a pretty good like release. Like they did a lot of stuff, and everything that I saw, some of the stuff I'm not too interested in. We're gonna talk about it in a part two,
Oh,
hopefully a less turbulent part two.
yeah. I know we're
Sorry,
going to
go ahead.
talk about this stuff in part two, but I want to mention this because you were saying you're tired of The Rock being The Rock in so many things. It's the same like I'm tired of The Rock and Kevin Hart. They just released in fandom. I don't know if you caught that. They're putting out a movie called Super Pets, where
Oh,
the Rock is Crypto the Super Dog, and Kevin
yeah,
Hart is Ace the Bat Hound.
yeah. Uh, I like these guys a lot, though. I'm
You
not. I'm
do,
like I'm a fan, but
but it's the same dynamic over and over and over with the same people acting across from each other over and over, doing the same personality stuff over and over. You know.
yeah, like, and I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Kevin Hart's voice work because he turns up the Kevin Hart a lot. And Crypto the Bat Dog yelling in my ear, "Hey man, what you doing, man?"
No. He's Kevin Hart is Ace the Bat Hound.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
That
I
makes
don't
it
think the
even worse.
Bat Hound.
I don't imagine his voice coming out of Ace's mouth. You know.
It would be better if he was Crypto, actually, in my
Exactly.
head.
Exactly.
Ah, man, but I still think that DC's doing a lot of stuff. At least it feels like they're going in their own direction now. It's no more Marvel catch up time because let's be honest, that's what it was the first time round.
Look, there's some really cool stuff coming out from the Marvel universe, but from Marvel from the DC universe.
Oh,
But
you're in trouble
then they've got some. I'm just gonna say some stupid shit coming out as well because they've got this cause. They've got like Cause the movie, but it's
Yeah,
all the cars are superheroes. So the Batmobile is a superhero. You've got the Supermobile, and they
the Supermobile.
or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but all the cars in the universe are like sentient and they're superheroes.
Oh,
So it's like cars
oh.
and the superheroes smooshed into
That
a
sounds
big,
like such an executive idea. Like, what do the kids like? They like cars, right?
and they
And
like
and they like
superheroes. Let's make
superheroes.
superhero cars. Yeah, there wasn't even a
That
lot of
sounds
thought. There
terrible.
wasn't even like clever or makes sense. Like they got some really cool stuff that come up, but then they got idiotic ideas like that sometimes as well.
Like, so if Batman's trying to fight crime and the Batmobile wants to fight crime, and Batman's like, we gotta go to this side of the city, the car's like, nah.
No, there's no people. The cars are the people.
Oh Lord.
The cars are
Yeah,
alive. They have eyes like the movie cars.
so how does the Batmobile keep its secret identity?
Does the I don't know. In this movie, is the Batmobile gonna swing around on a grappling hook?
I am vengeance. Vroom vroom.
And so like in this universe, you have someone who's like Superman, who's one of his main powers is flying. Is it gonna be a car or is it gonna be a
That fly.
plane? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Oh no, it's a car.
Oh man, that's why I didn't watch DC Fandome
Sorry,
for me. Like I remember
that was a
Masters.
segue. I said, look, after you sit for 3.5 hours through a lot of stuff and some cringy presenters like trying to hype up things and whatever. The content they showed was really cool, but there was a lot of cringe factor in a lot of things.
No, I think because also I think not even just DC in general. I think like a lot of studios and executives they're trying to throw everything at the wall. They're trying
Yeah,
to target like every audience at once. And I think it's like some kids who are like 6 years old. maybe no, maybe 6 is too old. Maybe like 3-year-old kids will see a Batmobile swinging from a grappling hook and go, "Oh, that's cool."
That's just a way to
But
sell a new line of toys, dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always about the toys. It's
Yeah,
always about the toys. Yeah, I still think that we're gonna definitely do a part two because there's more stuff coming out. Some
absolutely.
stuff that I'm kind of mixed about, which I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on. But yeah, this was good. A lot of the trailers I liked. If I
Yeah,
didn't like them, at least I'm intrigued to see them. And yeah, DC is making some big moves. Of course, they just kind of just there's that meme where it's like random bullshit go. It does feel like that,
the,
but at least it looks like some stuff is gonna stick to the wall at least.
yeah. The only thing, yeah, that I felt I was a bit missing was that like there wasn't a lot of like full trailers or in-depth trailers. They were all
Yeah.
teasers and just kind of showcases
Well, I
or
mean, the Batman one was a pretty much
no, the
was pretty
Batman,
much a
but yeah, but
trailer.
that was the second official teaser, so that was quite a full. But that came all the way at the end. You had to wait off for 3.5 hours to get a full trailer of something, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, also like the thing of teasers, it's like if it's longer than a minute, it's a trailer.
Yeah,
Like don't call it a teaser. It's a trailer. Like what are you teasing me with? Like that's not like your first test footage when we see Robert Pattinson in the red. That's a teaser.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But anyway, I think then.
I'm
Oh,
all
sorry.
in
Go
it.
ahead.
I'm all in it for the DC content. I'd like to see like this Black Adam and the Captain Marvel thing connect somehow and see
Mm.
more things like grow out of the DC universe, even if they're not connected. Like I also feel that sometimes that this studio mandate of all the universes and all their properties being connected, that is where the stumbling blocks come in. Do things that are independent. The Dark Knight was its own universe. It wasn't connected to all other universes and things like that, you know? And I think
Well,
that's
I
part of the
think
reason
Black
why it
Adam has
worked.
to be though.
I'm
I think
sorry?
Black Adam has to be. Black
No, it
Adam has
was.
to be connected
Yeah,
to
they
Shazam
in the
because
first Marvel or the first Shazam movie, they did give a small about the previous champion that had to be locked away because he wasn't worthy of the power anymore.
yeah. So I think they're gonna be connected. Whereas
Yeah,
everything else, I know people want to see Henry Cavill and The Rock duke it out in the air, Dragon
yeah.
Ball Z
But
style.
apparently
Um,
that's not happening. I think they mentioned that also that that's not happening because of schedule conflicts, and I think it was too long. It was been the negotiation to get Cavill
I
on.
guess they're saying down the line because if
Yeah,
Batfleck is back, then Cavill might be back and all of
exactly.
that good stuff. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
It's a lot of content coming out. It is a lot of content. Like
And
3 hours.
and here's
Yeah.
something that the Flashpoint Paradox movie timeline could do. It can erase all the trash out of the DCEU, and then they can restart. And like for real, you could just reset that universe.
Oh
Bring the
yeah,
same,
yeah.
because I
Reboots.
think Gal Gadot did quite well as Wonder Woman. Even the dude who played Cyborg, like in the Snyder cut, I gotta be honest, he wasn't that great for me because I think they cut out too much in the Wheaton cut. But in the Snyder cut,
Mm,
in the Snyder cut, he was dope. I liked his performance, his acting, and things like that. Even though I still didn't like the CGI, it was better. Um, but they gave him more to do, and it showed. All the actors, Momoa did alright as Aquaman, and Batfleck was definitely one of my favorite Batman ever. Um, so if they could reset the universe and try it all again from a different perspective, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
power of comic books and the Flash. Somebody was like, "Man, the Flash is always messing up with
This
the
is
timeline." And then I saw a meme. Actually, no, actually, I made this meme because it was funny. I was in the store and I saw like a Superman action figure, and then underneath it said the Avengers, Earth's greatest heroes, and it's just Superman standing there. So I made like a meme, and I'm like, what's this? Barry messed with the timeline again.
Look,
so, so you could do
yes,
that.
it could happen. Absolutely.
Underneath the comment, I saw somebody said he left the DC universe because he was sick of Batman shit.
True
But anyway,
story.
yeah, I think that brings us to our artist spot for today. I
Yeah.
definitely think that DC Fandome is going to be it's coming out with a lot of great stuff. But let's talk about some local artists coming out with some great stuff. Shout out to Luis Mkize, who got a shout out in DC
Oh
Fandome
yeah,
at
2 hours
20.
20 minutes. If you watch this the recording of the stream at 2 hours 20 minutes, they show my boys Batwing comic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did it get like a full thing, or was it like
No,
three
it was
seconds?
what's the actor's name? Cameron. The dude who actually plays Batwing in the Batwoman series.
Oh,
He wrote
oh, okay,
he
yeah, yeah,
wrote
yeah, yeah.
he wrote that Batwing comic, and and he's acting as Batwing. So he hosted that segment. And so while he was talking about like me being Batwing in the series, and I can announce that I have a Batwing book, they kind of showed the book for a couple of seconds on screen, which is dope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's dope. That's one of the best gigs ever. You get to be the character and write the character. Oh
Right?
my gosh,
Right?
I'm trying to do that. But yeah, getting back to local boys here. I you said that you had an artist spot for
So
today.
I have an
You're doing
artist
like
spot,
one
but this
artist.
one's a little bit different. Um, There have been different artists featured. I can't name all of them right now, but I'm currently one of the artists. But it's a group or it's a organization called Super Scientists. Code makers
Oh,
who are super scientists. Follow them on Instagram, just super scientist, one word. Um, they're doing fantastic work of illustrating and promoting and creating activity books and um, things where kids can interact with actual science. And our drive right now is that we're taking actual scientists. Where's that picture? Actual scientists and illustrating them as illustrating actual scientists as superheroes. So these are all real
oh,
people. These are all real people, and we're presenting them as in their superhero form based on the work they're doing. I did the geologist and paleontologist. So you can see they all dirt monkeys. They work in caves.
yeah, yeah,
They were part
yeah.
in discovering Homo naledi. Like the skulls for first showing the first upright walking hominids and putting Africa and South Africa on the map. One of them. Um, she tests the bones so she can tell you she ages bones and things like that. And the structure. This guy does geo um, test carbon dates rocks and things like that. So quite a cool project to be involved with. I'm not the only artist. There's been many artists before me. I'm not going to try and say their names now. Maybe we can put it in the links or something. But currently, I'm helping out and trying to put all these cool and real people on the map and turning them into superheroes. It's not exactly an artist spot, and I'm not trying to promote myself.
No, I think it counts. I think it counts.
I'm trying to promote the project. So check out Super Scientists. Give them a like, give them a follow. They're steadily growing, but they need all the support. Science needs to be put on the platform, something kids can aspire to.
Yeah, forget the Justice League, forget the Avengers, super scientists.
We've got our super scientists.
Nah, that sounds cool. I'm gonna go check them out now and see if I can do all of that stuff. That sounds really cool. Maybe if they did that in school, I might be more of a scientist right now.
you know?
So that's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and liking, and all of those things. Please make sure to hit that like, that share, that subscribe if you are at this point in the video. I want to say thank you for getting to this point in the video. You are spectacular. And please also make sure you're following both of us on our social medias and all of that good stuff. We've got more stuff coming out, more content coming out. And we might have a project in the pipeline that is really,
Oh yes.
really interesting.
Oh yes. Oh, also, if you got to this point, just a spoiler warning.
Well, there was nothing to spoil. It was
There was
DC
nothing to
Fandome.
spoil. I suppose there was nothing to spoil actually.
But we should keep doing that. I think that would be funny. Anyway, we'll see you all in another video because me and Clyde have got to be out, everybody. Okay.
Thanks so much. Peace.
Peace.